Hello, this is going to be the makeup for Mysterious Man. So I have started with this white line on my face to represent that big beard that he has, and then I only have the base on the top half of my face because it will make it easier to attach the beard if there's not makeup all over the chin. So I am starting out with that base, and then I am going in with a kind of cooler toned blush, and I am just putting that at the very high points of my cheeks, and then I'm going to blend it out. I want this to be a pretty orange, like warm toned blush, just to bring a little color back into the face and warm it up a little bit. And then taking that fluffy brush, I am just going to blend it out so that nothing is too harsh, so it looks like just some nice color on the cheeks. Now I'm dipping into a neutral brown, and I am just going to put that all over my eyelid, and I will blend it underneath my eyes as well. This is just going to shadow out the eyes a little bit and kind of sink them into the face. This will help kind of with the aging, and will also just kind of bring the entire look together at the end. So now that I'm happy with how that is all blended out, I am going to go in with a white cream eyeshadow. I like to use these sticks because they're a little easier to work with, and I'm just going to put that pigment right on my eyebrows. This is just going to help whiten them out, and I'm just smudging out those little bits that are not on my actual eyebrow hairs, because that's really where we want the focus of this to be. And as you can see, it grays out the brow hairs a little bit once I go in with the spoolie and just make sure that it is nice and brushed on to all of my brow hairs, and then adding a little more where I missed some spots, but you're just going to really want to make sure that that is on the actual eyebrow hairs. And this is just going to help bring out your eyebrows a little bit, and then also age them, of course. So now I'm going in with this really tiny brush, and I am taking little bits of gray and just kind of brushing them in kind of random spots, and also defining the very corner of the brow. This is just going to give us a nice good gray to the brow without it being white or brown. This will just kind of help with that like salt and pepper effect look, and we just want to brush in a very little bit of this. And I'm also using that to kind of feather out the brows a little bit, make them look a little bit messier, and this will make them look a little less fake. So now I'm going to go in with this smaller flat angled brush, and I'm going to pat in some really dark brown underneath my eye, and then blend it out with a fluffier brush. This is just going to help give definition to the outer edge of the eyes and make them look nice and sharp on stage. And once I have carried that over to both eyes, I am just going to use this fluffy brush to really blend out that pigment. I don't want it to be a super sharp line. I want it to be like a big shadow around the lash line and lower lash line. So I'm just really going to blend that out using that fluffier brush. And as you can see, it's a very like smudged looking line. So now I'm going to go in with a dark brown, and I'm just going to squint my eyes a little bit to start creating these crow's feet. this you can kind of do with the natural shape of how your eyes squint, and we're just defining them so that they look really nice and clear up on stage. You don't really need to worry about making this look too like blended out or natural, because we really want it to be seen from the stage. So as you can see, I'm only buffing them out a little bit just to kind of fix up any shapes that I didn't like, and then I'm going to go in underneath my eyes and do the same thing. So just at the natural curve of my eyes, I'm going to add a couple little lines to really deep set the aging on the eyes specifically, especially since we are only working with the upper half of the face. You want to really focus in those skills here, and you want to really focus on defining all of those aged lines right around the eyes. And now, dipping into that same brown, I'm just going to give a little bit of definition right by the nose. This will help kind of round out the top of the face and also add to that like aging effect, and really pull the entire thing together so it doesn't look like it's just the eyes. You have a little more aging in there, and then I'm just buffing those out a little bit using a fluffy brush so that they don't look too harsh. That line, we just want to make sure that there is some aging there. It doesn't have to be as harsh. And now I'm going in with a cool toned brown, and on my temples I am just putting a little bit of shadow in there and then blending it out with the brush after taking the excess product off. This is going to really help shallow out the upper part of the face and also kind of square the shape of the face as well. And just making sure that it's all really nice and blended out. Taking that same pigment, I'm going to go in and square out my nose a little bit, so I'm really focusing on the outside of the bridge of my nose, and I'm just going to make that really nice and warm and straight. I want this to be a very like square looking nose, so as you can see, I'm using almost exclusively straight lines to blend it, and that is the makeup for the Mysterious Man. Thank you.